Chelsea Football Club want Huijsen as their #1 choice for centre-back position. However, Real Madrid are snatching him off our hands. They have made it clear they want him. They're trying to make it work, and the player is going to give them first refusal. Furthermore, we've got an update on Rodgers potentially to Chelsea. Dassasi is not coming back. Well, is coming back because Aston Villa don't want him. Emanuel Emegha is Chelsea's first choice potentially to be the #1 striker at Chelsea next year if they don't get the lad. We're going to talk about that. But we also need to review the game against Asgard. I don't know the team's name. I'm sorry, I'm not going to learn it. We're never being back in the Conference League again. Chelsea got a 1-0 victory. Not only did Chelsea get a 1-0 victory, we saw so many youngsters. It was Cobham Central. Genuinely, I think 6 Cobham graduates played, and it was an impressive performance in the terms of professional. We got 1 goal. Couple chances created, and just nobody got injured, and that's the happy days. We're going to talk about the good, the bad, and the downright ugly from the game. We're going to break it down. Hit that like button if you made it here, because Chelsea are through to a European Cup final. Subscribe if you're new, and let's get started. So it looks like Real Madrid have changed their mind. Huijsen to Chelsea, Huijsen to Liverpool, Huijsen to Arsenal. The Premier League clubs were leading the way. They were running their straight race all the way by themselves. Real Madrid said, no mas, no more, we're not interested. They've changed their mind. Marca now is reporting that Real Madrid have intensified with their avenue to go get Huijsen. So what does this mean? #1, if Real Madrid want him, the player's going there. There is nothing Chelsea, Liverpool or Arsenal can do because the players already come out twerking left, right and centre. Oh, it's a dream to play for Real Madrid. Oh, as a Spanish person, it's always the dream to play for them. Oh, if Real Madrid are interested in you, it's very difficult to say no. Oh, it's a pleasure to go to Real Madrid. We need to know our place in this situation. He's Spanish. He's young and wants to most probably move back home because his friends and family are in Spain. It makes it easier for him to go and see everyone. And more importantly, it's Real Madrid. If they come knocking, it's a different knock. We saw it with Courtois. We saw it with Eden Hazard. When they come, sadly, there's not much you can do. And in this situation, the fact that Huijsen wants to go there, it's now up to Bournemouth. And it's about Bournemouth how difficult they are. Because Real Madrid, they're doing the best I'm broke. Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal could all pay that release clause. We all know that. Real Madrid are saying, we're broke. I'm broke. I don't have money. No mas. No dinero. No dinero. They are running around saying all of that. And this is the interesting part now. How much of a fuss does Huijsen and his agent kick up if they're trying to force a move to Real Madrid? Because I'm telling you, Bournemouth aren't letting him go for cheap. There's a certain fee that needs to be paid. And we know Real Madrid don't pay money. Genuinely, they only break their rule in big situations. Last time was Eden Hazard. Since then, I think Bellingham as well. They paid 85 million for Bellingham. Mbappe free, Rudiger free, Alaba free. They just buy bare players for free. If you're coming to the end of your contract, they're tapping you up to 18 months before. The minute you turn single, they're already in your DMs. It's evidently. This next story, it couldn't wait. And the reason why it couldn't wait was because Emanuel Emegha is the striker for Strasbourg. He is 22 years old, or I think 21, turning 22. He has got 14 goals in 27 Ligue 1 games this year. He's improved. Last year when I saw him, oh my God, he was so raw. There was nothing in his game that could translate into the Premier League. This year, athletic, quick, strong, intelligent, good movement, brilliant, like instinctive finishing. The problem is when he has to think about it, it's a little bit like Nicholas Jackson. You know you don't know what you're going to get. But what's going on? Well, L'Equipe now is saying that at this moment in time, it looks like Chelsea could be talking to his representatives to try to bring him to Stamford Bridge. First of all, Strasbourg and Chelsea, it's one club. It's going to be a very easy deal to make. #2, if they go knocking on the door, Emmanuel will be boarding the first flight across to Stamford Bridge. What I think this is, and it's very straightforward, if we don't get the lap, this is the replacement. This is the person they're going to go after. They are not going to go after a Victor Osimhen, a Gyökeres, an Isak. They're not paying that kind of money. It infuriates me. It most probably infuriates all of you. However, it's the reality that we live in. We kind of need to accept it. The sad thing is, I don't think Emanuel's ready. I don't think he is ready to come into the Chelsea team and compete with Nicholas Jackson. I think it's a world where Nicholas Jackson will still be the number one. Guiu and Emanuel are going to fight out. Emanuel's got 14 league goals, I think got 10 the year before without penalties. Whether he can go on to the next level, there have been people that compare him to Isak. I don't see it. Good player, but my advice would be keep him at Strasbourg for another year. The final story comes from The Athletic before we get into the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. And this is a quick roundup, right? But it looks like Aston Villa are not going to be activating the Dassasi clause. They paid £6 million to take him on loan. Dassasi looked good. There were some stories coming out that he's going to go back. However, they've not been as impressed with him in recent weeks. Who would have told you that? I would have told you that. I told all of you. Dassasi's not good. We have got a problem on our hands because I don't know who's going to take it. Yes, we got 6 million on our books now, and they covered his wages, so that's great news. We've recouped it. It brought down his fee. I don't know where we're going to sell him. Hopefully somewhere in France. Hopefully somewhere in Germany. He's not of the level. Aston Villa see it, we need to see it, a lot of you need to see it. The other thing that's coming out is the Rodgers. What I think is happening now is journalists have jumped onto one thing, and this is that Aston Villa have to sell before the 30th of June. PSR issues, right? So Chelsea Football Club and other clubs are going to now be linked to their best assets. In one, fear-mongering, and two, just speculative journalism. And this is what I think is happening. They're saying Chelsea have inquired about Rodgers. It will take a substantial fee to acquire him. There you go. We're not getting him. Aston Villa will want somewhere close in the region of 80 to 100 million. Why on earth are we going to pay for 80 to 100 million for a player that plays in the number 10 where Cole Palmer plays? He can't play on the wing, and he's not a touchline winger in an Enzo Maresca system. It won't happen. People are doing the geometry, you know, I call it the Chelsea geometry, the trigonometry around Chelsea. Oh, Joe Shield. Oh, he worked at Manchester City. Oh, did he have Rodgers at Manchester City? Yes, he did. What we're going to do, Gavin, what we're going to do, all right? Harry, what we're going to do? We're going to decide to run a story. Joe Shields, ex-Manchester United or Manchester City, wants a player that used to play for Manchester City again. Oh, you're a genius. Amazing story. It's not like we've done it with Tosin, Sancho, Palmer, Lavia. Another one. They're going to believe it. They're going to buy it. We're geniuses. It's going to get us clicks. And he's a good player. No way. Listen, I don't believe this story one bit. I think it's nonsense. I think it's waffle. Don't get excited. Rodgers ain't coming. And furthermore, I don't want Rodgers. I think he's a good player. He's not Chelsea quality. But let's get on with the review. I hope you lot enjoyed this part. Back to you, future Alex. He'll take over from now. Bye. So today's review, there's no bad and no downright ugly. Because the reality is Chelsea had a 1-0 victory, kept a clean sheet, very calm game, a lot of young players playing. There's nothing to be negative about. The expectation from this game was make it to the final. You make it to the final, we're all happy, we're all chirpy, and it's a good day in the office. The good things from today. Conference League Frank Lampard, Keenan Dewsbury Hall turn up. Conference League Frank Lampard. The way he plays in the Conference League Keenan Dewsbury Hall, some people would say that he deserves a start in the final. He's helped the team get all the way to the final. I personally think Enzo and Caicedo better be playing in that game. My personal opinion. However, his performance today was marvellous. And why was it marvellous? He's one of the experienced heads, and the goal that he scored showed initiative. We get the ball, goes into Tyreek George. Tyreek George gets the ball, slides it through straight away to Keenan Dewsbury Hall. He carries it, he not once looks where the goal is, absolutely knows where the goal is, and just curls it in. He kisses the inside of the post and goes in. Fantastic goal. He deserves it. His time at Chelsea might be up in the summer, but one thing I am going to say is he's done everything he could to break into this team. It's nothing to do with him, and today's performance reiterates it. He's just not of the level. And sometimes in life, you're put in a situation where you are not going to be in your ideal spot. However, you make the best out of it. You learn what you can. Hopefully for him, he gets a Conference League medal for it. And then he keeps stepping with the remainder of his career. That's the honest truth. The next person we need to talk about is Tyreek George. Tyreek George's performance today in the first half and in the second half was one of an experienced winger. You know, like, I no longer view him as a youth team prospect. I view him as somebody that gets consistent minutes for Chelsea Football Club, as someone that's taken steps in the right direction. Whether he's going to be of the level long term, because I still have my doubts about his explosiveness. I think his ball striking is good. His desire to get goals is good. So, like, there was one occasion where the ball came in, it was crossed in, and he busted his gut to get there. He got there before Shim, and Shim's the number 9, and he got in, he headed it, and it went wide, but he almost got injured. But for me, that really showed one thing, right? He wants it. He wants numbers. He wants to score. And there was another occasion where Reece James got the ball, long diagonal to him. Georgia ran onto it, left foot touch, takes the fullback out of the game, picks out Keenan Dewsbury-Hall. Keenan Dewsbury-Hall scuffs it wide. And for me, it was like, this kid belongs at Conference League level already, and he's better than it. You can just see. Furthermore, Josh Acheampong. Josh Acheampong was my man of the match today. Played left back, played right back, played CDM. Overall, just a very composed performance. And he's another one. Chelsea need to have serious conversations about what happens with this kid next year. Because for me, you can't not give him minutes if you're keeping him. And there will be no Conference League. So how are you going to find the minutes for him to play? Because he's ready to contribute somewhere. Maybe if he stays here and stays for around about 15 games next year, 20 games, between the Premier League, Champions League, Carling Cup and FA Cup, then I'd say, you know what? Let's do it. However, if you're not going to use him and it's going to be sporadic, send him out on loan and let him play. Because today, reading of the game, ability to carry the ball from defense to attack, ability to rotate, versatility, just really tidy player. For me, he's the best prospect we saw today. I was very, very impressed. Jurgensen, 2 saves, handled his business. Listen, Asgard gave it a good fight and good on them. You know them ones, they had Loki, they had Thor, they had the whole gang coming in today. You know them ones, Marvel gang, shots left, right and centre. And Jurgensen done his job. Claimed crosses, very confident, looks like someone that backs himself. I like the keeper. I don't know whether he's long-term Chelsea level, but I don't see anything terrible about this keeper. I think he's a good keeper. He's actually a very good second choice. We saw appearances from Walsh. He started the game. I thought he was very good. I thought he was better in the first half than he was second, but it makes sense because in the first half, adrenaline would have got him through the game. In the second half, you could see his physicality and his stamina dropped off. Why? It's his first game at men's football. It doesn't matter if they're a Swedish team. The intensity is bigger than under 16s. His build is smaller than them. So what he did in the first half was much more for us to take away. Neat touches. Him and Sancho were getting that little chemistry going. And what was nice was he was demanding the ball. He weren't scared to demand it. So overall, I thought he was good. Muheka came on. I didn't see much of Shim. I'll be honest, I was kind of disappointed. I would have wanted to see more of Shim. I thought he got half an hour. However, he didn't make the most of his half an hour. But one thing I will say is Shim is 17 and he's competing against men. And these men are getting physical and they're making sure they give him a tough time. And being a number 9 and young is difficult. But he's got more minutes. He's getting more experience. Strikers at a young age tend to struggle. And it's a harder position to make an impact. And then you look at Antwi. Antwi came on, Swedish under 21 if I'm not mistaken. He looked good today, you know. Like, took positive, ran at his defender. There was one instance where he set Josh up. Josh had a loose, baggy touch. Otherwise, it was ready for him to strike. Just all in all, he was very positive and proactive in the way that he attacked. And I really like that. But overall, Chelsea were victorious. I thought Reece James was good, not great. I thought Tosin and Badiashile dealt with everything that they could control. And all in all, I thought the first half was significantly better than the second half. But the second half, we just had so many kids on like you. That this is what happens, you know them ones. But it is what it is. Listen, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts. And let me know about how you like the double combo today, you know, of me recording it earlier. Did it annoy you or is it what it is? Peace out. I'm out. Hit that like button on your way out. It really does help.